Hello. My name is Emma Watson. I play Belle in Beauty and the Beast. It's not my first time here in China, but my first time here in Shanghai, and it's been amazing to be here. First, I want to talk a little bit about the connection between Belle and I. We both love books. We both love reading. That was such a lovely connection to have with my character. A year and a half ago, I actually, because I love books so much, decided to start a feminist book club called Our Shared Shelf, which found its home on Goodreads, which is a website. And what I love so much about this way to host it is that there are lots of different threads of different conversations and topics on each of the books, and I love to read what people are saying, and what's so wonderful is that there's really an engagement and a readership with people from all over the world. So I love getting lots of different cultures, perspectives on feminism. So the book that I most wanted to talk about was My Life on the Road by Gloria Steinem, which was the first book that I chose for my book club. And the reason I think I chose it was because Gloria, for me as a person, is such an icon of the feminist movement. She's a journalist, she is an activist, she's a campaigner, and I think she's just a wonderful entry point for anyone interested in feminism. She's a radical feminist, and a self-defined radical feminist, and I just think that the stances that she's taken on lots of different issues like child marriage, female genital mutilation, all sorts of different issues. I think that she always has a really interesting perspective. So that's why I read that book. I mean, she's written lots of books, but, this one has lots of very interesting anecdotes from her journey as being an activist. One of my favorite parts of the book is when she recalls different conversations that she's had with different taxi drivers, because believe it or not, Gloria Steinem doesn't know how to drive, and she's actually adamantly decided not to learn to drive because she loves the interaction that she has with strangers on the way to airports or on the way to pick up shopping, or, she sees them as giving her kind of this amazing insight into the world and showing her other perspectives. And I love the often very funny anecdotes that she has about her interactions. I also love her dedication at the beginning of her book. She actually dedicates the book to the doctor or the man that performed an abortion that she decided to have when she was a young woman, because she says that without this abortion, she would never have become the writer that she is today, the activist that she is today. I find that a very moving and very brave tribute, and I love her kind of boldness and her honesty that she uses to introduce that book. I just thought that was really, really remarkable. I love that she also talks a lot about her father in the book. She discusses that her relationship with him actually defined and characterized her understanding not just of femininity, but masculinity, and that actually having male role models and, men interact with feminism and female empowerment is incredibly important. And I love that she doesn't leave him out of the picture or out of the conversation. So I think that's a really lovely element as well. In terms of, my life and learning and inspiration as an actor, I love actors like Meryl Streep, Cate Blanchett. Jane Fonda actually has been an amazing sort of mentor and role model to me more recently. She was one of the 3 women, along with Gloria Steinem and another author called Robin Morgan, who set up the first sort of women's organization or center in America, and I think her performances are very powerful too. So she's a good example to me of kind of combining activism and acting. As UN Women Goodwill Ambassador, I've found Maya Angelou to be incredibly inspiring. I love her poems and her poetry. They really, reading something like Still I Rise when you're having a day when you feel a bit overwhelmed by the struggle are, just kind of like incredible resources. And for the audience, it's very easy being a young female and a girl to be told a lot that you are somehow lesser or less capable or, whatever else. But I think what has been helpful to me and what I really found through playing Belle is to know that you are a force to be reckoned with. And Eleanor Roosevelt has a really wonderful quote that I think relates to this piece of advice, which is that nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. And I think that's especially important to remember as a young person in general, actually, male and female. So I think to remember your power would be my piece of advice. Yeah, one other thing that I found particularly inspiring and that I really took away from reading the book was Gloria talks a lot about talking circles and how they are this amazing kind of agent for consciousness raising, really listening to other women and their experiences and to feel supported and listened to in that environment, I think is incredibly empowering and just such an amazing way, an intimate way to be able to share information. And, wherever I have been able to join a talking circle or initiate a talking circle, I have definitely tried to do that. I'm very much still learning when it comes to activism and feminism, and I'm always grateful to learn more. I still feel like a baby in my in my entry sort of into this world, and I'm always grateful to other women who will share their experiences with me and broaden and widen my knowledge and my understanding. So I really love her chapter on that. And just to wrap up, I really am very proud of this film. So much of myself went into making this, and I really hope that if you do see it, that you enjoy it. It's coming out in March 17th in China. Yeah, do go see it. Let me know your thoughts. It was such an honor to get to play one of my childhood heroines, and so wonderful to get to sing for the first time. So I really have enjoyed that, and just thank you so much for listening.